Welcome, Raiders.
Raid.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome.
Raid. Welcome.
Raiders. Hi chat, I'm starting early. I don't care. What the heck? Holy crap. Thank you for the raid. Light Casper VT. Holy crap. What the heck? We're not even like here yet. Hello, hi. Hi, you are, wow. Excuse me, Jesus, I was not ready for that. Hello, hi. Hi, Mr. Jack the Demon, hello. Hi, Kato, hi, Zeno, hi, Staffy. Hi, Yuna. Hi, Porygon, hello, hello. Holy. I was not expecting that. Welcome in, Raiders. You got double rated right when you were ending stream, so I bring them here. Well, I super appreciate that. Thanks so much. Oh my god. I was not mentally prepared for that. Okay, I'm here now though. Hi chat. Hi Raiders. I'm Neon. I'm a gosh. I forget my raid spiel. I do Fakemon. I do modeling. I design custom Pokemon, right? That's like the main thing I do. I also play games. Mostly Minecraft, but we've been doing Pal World recently as well. But yeah, today what we are going to be doing is we are going to be modeling a Fakemon today. I mean, it says that in the title. Gosh. Chat, what do I even do? That's Neon. He does Neon things. Yeah, basically. I mainly use Blockbench for my modeling software because the things that I create are mostly in Blockbench. Gosh dang it. I'm so unprepared, chat. So true, you know. That's what I'm saying. Hold on. Chat, let me show off some of the stuff that I make. Hold on, give me a second. Ah! Boop. Alright, I had this prepared, but we're gonna take a detour, okay? We're gonna go here. Chat, I'm gonna show off some of my cool stuff that I make. And if this seems like something that you'd be into, consider sticking around. I make models like this. And then whoop. Whoop. Let me get the texture out. Boop. I make models like this. Hi Koishi, how are you? And then I animate them as well, and then I put them in Minecraft via the Cobblemon mod. If you've ever heard of Cobblemon, you might know that you can add custom Pokemon in the Cobblemon mod. There's like full compatibility for that. So I do like animating sort of stuff as well. Woo! I don't know, chat. What else do I do? Anyway, sorry. Thank you so much for the raid, by the way. Holy crap! I'm so. Why is this the model you go to show off and not Ribboy? Because Ribboy's not done yet. We haven't gone through and like redone him. Oh my lord. Chat, what do I even talk about? Ah! Anyway. Chat. Ribboy's already in the voice call. That's true. We got him right here. Here he is. But anyway, I'm also going to show off the most recent guy that I've made, because, you know, I feel like the context is important for today's stream. So last week, what we did is we finished making this guy here. Right? He's a little worm dude. Literally waiting for Ribboy remodel so I can get Koi Shiny and Ribboy out of the basement. You're so right. But this is our little worm guy. He's a sculptor. He's like a potter, right? He creates pottery. You can see it on his little helmet. And he kind of goes around. He can stand up too. And he has the coolest attacking animations. I tested this in-game, by the way, off-stream. It actually works so well in-game. Like, it's incredible. Where he, like, digs into the ground. And he's got some other stuff, too, but you know. Thank you for... Oh, gosh dang it. Thank you for reminding me to throw my G-Max for blood. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, chat. Before we get into making Cobblemon today... Ow! Before we get into making Cobblemon today, I have an announcement, okay? I was gonna make this announcement when I opened stream, but the raid distracted me, okay, chat? Ow! Question, pertaining to the current Fakemon, that is not how you use a pottery wheel. Nuh-uh. He built it himself. Mustache time. Anyway, chat. I have an announcement. This is kind of a big announcement, so I wanted to make sure there was people here, and now there's people here. So I feel like now is a better time than ever to announce it. Chat! Ribboy is becoming a real boy. Is that the announcement? That's something better. Kato, it's something better. So... as some of you might know, most of you probably don't know this, but exactly 1 week from now is my 1 year streaming anniversary, right? Or at least what I consider my 1 year streaming anniversary, because it's when I started doing, like, Cobblemon and stuff, right? Holy unk. Thanks. Jeez. So what I've decided to do to celebrate 1 year of streaming, chat, is I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream to celebrate at the same time as today, like in literally exactly 1 week from now. We're going to be doing a 24-hour live stream where we do all sorts of stuff. 37 hours. Yeah, exactly. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. We're going to be on Blockbench. We're going to be modeling stuff. We're going to be playing on the Cobblemon follower server. We're going to be playing Pal World, a bunch of other stuff. If, like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in the works. And I think we'll probably do Ribboy during that stream, too. Just because it's a special occasion. But there's like a bunch of stuff, and I need to mentally and physically prepare because I've never streamed for longer than like 6 hours before, so it'll be something. Holy Ribboy lore mention. But yeah, chat, you could play on the Tensura server. Oh, you're so right. It'll be my time to finally get on the Tensura server, and carry out my life as sloth. Everybody get ready for the first day of your life in exactly 1 week. Exactly. But yeah, that is going to be something that's happening. So mark your calendars, chat. August 25th at 6 p.m. EST is going to be the start of the 24-hour anniversary stream. It's going to be fun. It's going to be so fun. And I'm going to be so exhausted by the end of it, but it's going to be worth it. Yippee! Anyway, now that that announcement is out of the way, chat, you've all got your calendars marked. We can finally actually get into what we were going to be doing today, which is modeling. Whoop. I will prepare more Ribboy to throw. Good. Prepare all of the Ribboys, all of the things. Also, if we hit our follower goal, then we could also play some RL Craft on stream. That would be fun to do during the anniversary. Just a bunch of stuff. Ow! Hey Google, set a timer for 6 days called 24-hour stream. Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, let me come back over here. Whoop. Get Regulus out of here. I'm sorry. Ow. Oh, yeah. I remember this guy's faint animation now. It's funny. We gotta get Neon a cake with a single candle. Yeah, I'm turning 1 year old. I'm gonna be the youngest person ever. Hey, Neon, how do I rescale my models without destroying the texture? You go into the data files, you go into your species file, and you do base scale, and you crank that sucker up. That's how you rescale the models. But anyway, that's enough, that is enough, chat, I've forgotten how to talk today. I can't, my vocabulary has, like, shrunk to the size of, like, an ant. I cannot speak for the life of me. There's so many words that I want to, like, have come out of my mouth in a way that makes sense, but I just can't think of them for the life of me. Hey, Neon, what mining crystal should I use for Kernite? What? You should use netherite. Alright, -2. Anyway, boop, boop. I'm gonna start modeling now. I'll eep now since I'm feeling eepy. Okay. I hope you have a good nap, Yuna. And thanks for stopping by. Whoop. I'm gonna do something like this, I think. Excuse me. Something like this. I need to stop hiccuping. Good night, Yuna. Good night. Whoop. I'm literally just gonna build this thing from the ground up, by the way. I'm going to probably... Probably do this, actually. What, dude? Stop, John, stop hiccuping, Riftborn. Thank you. I don't need to stop hiccuping. It's just something I do. Whoop. And then we're gonna do this. I get the feeling this might be a little large, but I feel like that's fine. Duplicate. We're gonna do this. Ah! Maybe something like that? Huge. I feel like I don't like this already. I don't like this already. Hold on. Hi, Mike. How are you? It has been a while. I'm gonna be so for real. I haven't streamed in like almost a week because I've been so busy with work, but I get to stream now and I'm excited about it. I hope you're doing well as well. I know we're not supposed to bring up other streamers, but I'm gonna break the rule. Did you know NASA streams on Twitch? No, I did not. Also, Mike, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Holy based. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do this, I think. No. Also, this does not need to be this tall. Whoop. I'm thinking right now. I'm using my entire brain power to try and figure out how I want to model this guy. What if I did it on like a 45? What if I modeled him like this? I feel like it would be much trickier, but would it be worth it? Boop. I feel like it wouldn't be. I hope the final Evo crafts mighty weapons of fired clay to use in combat. Dude, the final Evo I spent so long designing, and I came up with something that I am a super big fan of, and I think his shiny is literally like top 1 shinies that I've ever made. So I think you guys are gonna like it a whole lot. Whoop. We're gonna duplicate. We're gonna go like this. Boop, boop. And we are going to... I kind of like that, honestly. Share with the class. I can't spoil it right now. That would ruin the surprise. We're gonna probably... I don't know when it'll happen. But we definitely are going to take a look at it at some point in the near future. Maybe during the anniversary stream, maybe not. That is yet to be seen. Oh, by the way, I am going to be making an announcement in a Discord and on YouTube and all the regular places about the anniversary stream, so you can just look in all those spots to figure out all this, like, see all the actual details about it. So no worries. If you missed the announcement on stream, don't worry about it. I'm shivering with anticipation. You should be. You guys are making me want to just show it on stream now, but, like, I don't know. Are we making a Neonian Megaluff on the anniversary? I don't know about that one, but maybe. Probably not, but it's a nice thought. You've been really busy these days too, but yeah. Yeah. Trust me, I know what it's like to be busy. Whoop. It's not the greatest feeling in the world. Alright, I kind of like this shape for the pot. You know what I mean? It's kind of nice. Hi, Neko. How are you? I've come for your toes. Please leave my toes alone. Thank you very much. But hi, how are you? How are you? How have you been? Let's see here. How do I want to do this? I have an idea. Let's see. Here's my idea, chat. I'm going to take... Whoop. That's not right. I'm gonna do this and just have a little... I don't know. Just a little silhouette on the inside here. How do I center this? Oh, it's just not... Okay, cool. Somehow my tab auto-muted, but hi. Hi, Neko. How are you? I hope you've been doing well. Whoop. Hopefully that's centered. It is absolutely not centered. Okay, cool. Whoop. I'm checking to make sure the rest of it is centered now because I'm paranoid. I think it is. We're gonna do that. Oh, wait, no, don't do that. Okay, cool. There we go. Now it's centered. Okay. He looks like a lighthouse. Because what I plan to do, right, is I take his hat, right? I'm gonna group it. We're gonna call this his hat. And it's gonna be able to, like... Hold on. It's gonna be able to, like, close down like that, and he'll just be a pot. But then he'll be able to open it and, like, look outside at the world around him. You see what I kind of mean? And it'll most likely be a little tilted. Whoop. Like right there. Whoop. kind of like this in the animations. It'll kind of be looking like that, and then you'll see his eyes just poking out. At least this is the kind of idea that I have. And he will be completely stationary. The animations on this guy are gonna be so easy, because he just, like, doesn't move. But this is a very good start. I'm thinking about, now that I'm looking at it, I kind of want to make the like, brims of this a little more pronounced. So what if I, like, turned this whole thing like this? And I shrunk it a little. Whoop. Whoop. Like this. And then... Okay, I don't know if that's gonna work. Boop, 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 boop. Also, you finished Deltarune Chapter 5. Didn't say anything before because I was really busy, but it was fun. I really liked it. Ooh. Congrats. Congrats, Mike. So wait, Mike, which chapter of all of them was your favorite then? Whoop. Eh, I don't really like this. He looks way not bulky enough like that. Boop, boop. I think I like this better. Yeah. He looks like he stops blinded vessels from meeting the doom of their hands atop the stony shores. Yeah. He looks like he is not... He looks like he is merely a thing. He does not quite look like he is entirely a creature yet. But I plan to fix that. How, you might be asking? I'm not entirely sure. I'm still thinking about it. Does he look better like this? I kind of think he does look better like that. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, gotcha. Almost every chapter. Well, that's a little mean. I think he looks perfect creature-ish to me. I don't know. He seems... I don't know. I think it's a work in progress, definitely, but we're getting somewhere. Dude. Okay, I need to make all of this into... We're gonna say... Group elements, we're gonna call this the vase. Or the body. Work in progress? I sure hope it is. Yeah, no, this is the finished guy. We're gonna call this... Or actually, hold on. Head. And then we're gonna put the hat in the head. Like that. So now... with his pivot point, he can pivot from, like, here, maybe? And... Whoop. Oh, that's not right. Boop. And now when he looks around, you see, he kind of... That's a little bit of a problem there, but I feel like that's not as big of a deal as I'm thinking it is. I don't know. Maybe it will be. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Maybe I just make him unable to look around. That could be another way I could fix this up. Next I'm gonna do the little ears. Whoop. Playing anything interesting lately? I have actually. I have been playing so chat, if you've ever heard of the Pokemon fan game called Pokemon Rejuvenation, I have started playing that again recently. After, like, several years of knowing it existed and having played it in the past, but never having really, like, gone through and beaten it. And then I booted up the game, and it's been, like, super updated since I last played it. Because, like, last time I played it, it was in, like, before Scarvio came out, and now it's updated to have, like, Scarvio Pokemon. And they removed the super ultra hard difficulty, which I'm a little upset about, but as soon as I opened the game, I got distracted and started shiny hunting everything. So I haven't really made a whole lot of progress, like, on the actual story. I've just been running around the starting area, shiny hunting everything. Whoop. We're gonna take this pivot point, we're gonna put it right here. And this pivot point can go right here. No, wait, it goes right here. Wait, no, it goes here. This is confusing, chat. I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna group these two elements. Archie the Archelodon. Yeah, I think it does. It definitely does have Archelodon in it. You've been playing for some PvZ Fusion and a bit of Helldivers too whenever you had the time. You know what else I've been playing? I've been playing, I also got back into Dead Zone Rogue, which I played a long time ago when it first came out, and then I kind of dropped it. But now that there's like they updated it to have like a fourth like main story like thing, I got back into it, and it's really fun. It's like an FPS, but also a roguelike, where you just like go through like rooms of enemies and then you get like upgrades, like kind of similar. Yeah, you just like make your build as you go through, and then sometimes that's a new movement shooter. I don't know. It's on Steam and it's on like PlayStation. It's on a bunch of platforms. I know that, but I don't remember. I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of people talking about it, which is why I'm like, this is cool. You know what I mean? How do I want to do this? We're gonna duplicate this. Whoop. We're gonna move it over here. We're gonna say, okay. Neon is a hipster. What? What's that got to do with it? And then we do like that. And then whoop. Whoop. Alright, well this is pretty close to what I want. You said you thought it was cool because no one was talking about it. Then that makes me a hipster. I don't know. I guess to this day I still haven't really seen anybody like posting about it or saying anything about it. I don't know. I just thought it was a neat game. Ear 1. Yes, this is an ear. We're gonna center the pivot. Ooh, that's perfect actually. Liking something because it's underground, that's hipster stuff. Okay. Chat, maybe I am a hipster. Maybe this is why I don't like a lot of mainstream Pokemon, because they're lame. Whoop. Wait, these ears are so goofy, but I kind of like them. I ask because I don't actually... I don't think I actually know what hipsters are. I don't know either. I don't know. I am the type of person to dislike something because it's, like, overrated, though. And for no other reason. Even if it is, like, overrated for a reason. Like, I'll still just be like, I don't like it. Whoop. No, I don't like this. We're gonna tilt these the other way. We're gonna go 30, and we're gonna go 30. Like that, and then we're gonna go back 10, like this. Whoop, like that. The ears are loop tools, neat. Yeah, they are. Somebody caught on to it. Are hipsters not the people with specific mustaches and whatever? No, those are hippies. That's different. Whoop. 10, like that. There we go. Now he's got ears, and I'll be able to mess with those. Okay, Twitch fixed, but yeah, dentist today, and I had a nap and relaxed the rest of the day. Chat, can I be so for real? I don't remember the last time I went to the dentist. I think it was to get fillings, because I had 2 cavities, but I don't think I've been to the dentist since. But I do take proper care of my teeth, so I feel like I'm still chilling. Fillings are scary. I mean, I was able to, when I got my fillings, right, I had 2. They were both on my bottom row of teeth, like way in the back, like next to my wisdom teeth. And we went in one day and did one of them, and then went in a different day to do the other one. The first one, it was fine. Like, you get the shot in your gums, which back there it's not too bad. It just feels like you're being pinched a little bit. And then they kind of just take the drill and just like drill away. And the entire time your face is just like completely numb, so you can't feel anything. And then the second day, they actually didn't numb it entirely, so sometimes I'd get this, like, super sharp pain in my jaw, but, like, it was very brief, so I didn't really care that much. and then we got the fillings, and then, like, I kept, like, after it was done. Numbing is such a scam, I swear it never works, it still hurts like balls. I mean, it worked for the first filling, I couldn't feel a thing. As a matter of fact, like, after it was done, I kept, like, trying to bite down and being like, why are my teeth, why does biting down, why does my teeth feel so soft? Is the filling supposed to feel, like, soft and squishy? And then, like, as I was leaving the because I literally told that to the dentist. I'm like, why does it feel like soft when I bite down? And they're like, I don't know. And as I'm walking out of the dentist, I'm like, oh wait, I was biting my tongue because I couldn't feel it, so I didn't realize I was just biting my tongue the entire time. You're gonna lurk a bit, but you be here. Also, Neon, there's a chance I'm gonna try to do modded lethal or repo. I'll DM you the details if you're interested. Ooh. I'd be super down for modded lethal. That sounds like fun. I've done modded lethal before, just like off stream. I really love Lethal Company. That's crazy. Numbing has never worked like that for me. Well, Koishi, that just means you must be strong enough to resist to the numbing. Anyway, gonna go rest since I have work tomorrow. Stay safe, everyone. Alright, good night. Good night. Good night, Mike. Thanks for tuning in, and look forward to anniversary stream. Chat, make sure you look forward to anniversary stream. You have to. You guys did Lethal on Sunday. It was wild. Dude, actually no. On Sunday, I was out celebrating a friend's birthday. So I was like out of the house all day on Sunday. Have a good night, Mike. Yeah, I tried to say Mike and night at the same time, and it came out as Nike. The infamous Neon can't speak trope strikes again. Alright. I think what's next is we do the tail. Which, I'm gonna be so for real, this guy's tail is kind of just like a remnant of like a very older design of his evolution. Like, his tail's like a remnant of Madob's original design, which I don't know if I have his original design anywhere, but basically he looked like he was wearing like a football helmet and was like a grub rather than an actual like, oh, he's dead. Rather than like an actual worm, he was like just a blob with a football helmet and literally the same tail as this Pupacata, and it looked terrible. But Pupacata gets to keep the tail because he's cool like that. Hi, Crafter. How are you? How have you been? Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you? Leon, would you ever make Paradox mods? That's, you know what? I've never thought about that. Imagine we did like paradox versions of my Fakemon. That's an interesting idea. Maybe. I don't know. It's a cool concept, I will say. Maybe at some point. Let's see here. Do 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 do. We're gonna do the tail now. Savage Floater, past Paradox, Reboy, 999 BST. Yeah, for real. And then chat, hear me out. We'd make a Paradox of the pseudo-legendary that's weaker than the actual pseudo-legendary, and we make it rock electric, and we give it the worst move pool you've ever seen, and we make it look like an inflatable toy. Like a parade balloon. You know what I mean? So not slander my boy. Whoop. I don't know what you're talking about. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go like that. How big do we want the tail to be, chat? I'm thinking like this, and then... Actually, maybe we make it a little bit like that. And then just the first segment, though, because I don't want the tail to be too bulky. And then we duplicate, we do this, we say, okay, we're going to make it a little smaller now. Whoop. Like that. I will throw future Ribboy at you. No, anything but future Ribboy. And then we literally just have to do this. Actually, this tail needs to be longer. I'm sorry. Whoop. Oh, not like that, though. We're gonna go one more out like that. And then, like, this. Like that. And then one more. Like that. And then on the very end, we're gonna have a regular sized cube. Whoop. Like that. Maybe I also make this one a little bit bulkier. Whoop. And then we do this one 0 and then negative 0.01. Something like that. I haven't seen someone make a Zekrom kick joke for ages. I don't understand the Zekrom kick joke. Can I be so for real, chat? What is Zekrom kick? I don't know what that is. Can somebody explain Zekrom kick, please? As someone who's watched all of the black and white Pokemon anime, I don't know Zekrom kick. I do know Shiny Onyx though, because there was a Shiny Onyx in the black and white anime. For some reason. Let's see here. I think the last thing we gotta do for this guy is just his eyes, right? It started because someone made a post proposing some buffs for Zekrom and Reshiram, and one of the additional moves they proposed for Zekrom was Zekrom Kick. Was this on r/Stunfisk, by the way? By chance. By any chance, was this an r/Stunfisk post? Whoop. People thought it was so freaking funny because the move's called goddamn Zekrom Kick for crying out loud. Go, Zekrom! Use Zekrom Blast! It's giving, like, old school Wolfie VGC. 0.01, like that. And then... whoop, we can do that. And then we can duplicate. We can do 5.02. We can shrink it down a little bit to make his pupils. Whoop. Why is it not centered? I don't know. What? Oh, I see why. It's because, yeah. His entire hat needs to go up a little bit. Boop. There we go. That's better. No, Reshiram uses Bite and Blast. It might have been a Stunfisk post, most probably. I like the Stunfisk posts that are just completely stupid and nonsensical. I think those are my favorite kind of posts on that place. But also, r/Stunfisk, especially like the Theorymon Thursdays or whatever they do, they do spawn a lot of good ideas for like stuff that we might add to this add-on. Whoop. The two ears should be inside hat, I believe. Wait, no, they wouldn't be. But they would have to be, actually. Yeah, the ears will be inside hat. This guy's hat will not be able to fly off, by the way, because they are anchored by the ears. Shout out to Ad Thuko. That's what I'm talking about. As for all this fun stuff, we can say this is all tail. Group elements, tail 1. Group tail 2. And then we can do tail 3. Group tail 3. Some modder in the chat, please add Zekrom Kick to the server. No. We have... why would we need Zekrom Kick? It would just make it, Jiboy weaker. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? It would just make Jiboy less viable because there'd be a stronger electric type move. I'm on it. Whoop. And then this is not centered. Great. Right there is what we need. Boop. And then right there. And then tail 3. Right there. Tail 4. Right there. And then tail 5 would go right here. There we go. So the original post said that the move is either dragon type or electric type, depending on what is more effective, which I think is actually really cool. That does sound interesting, actually. You're not wrong. Although, okay, this pivot point needs to be back a little bit more, like that. This pivot point needs to be right there, because then I can do this. Yeah, okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, that works for the tail. Shout out to all my ground fairy type fans out there. Exactly, I love ground fairy types. They're my favorite type of Pokemon. They're all so cool. They're all really good. Alright, I literally think this is the entire model done, by the way. Like, all 4 fans yell in excitement. Exactly. This can be group element eyes open. This can also go into head. Whoop. Which this is his head right here. Which the head will most likely, most of the time just to be like, it'll be mostly just like shielded by the helmet itself. Sorry, I'm late. Hi, Mirage. How are you? Better late than never, you know. Excuse me, Jesus. Whoop. We, like, just finished modeling this guy. It's surprisingly, well, unsurprisingly, not a very complicated model. Doing okay, playing Cobblemon with BF. Ooh, fun. Posture check. I'm now sitting upright, chat. You can't tell, but I am. You gotta trust me. Alrighty. I'll be keeping this guy as a decoration in my house. Exactly. See, that's how he's supposed to be used. He's a clay pot. Now what we can do is we can create a texture. Boop. There we go. Can we get the spine fluid monitor that reads the pressure on your spine? We can do that at 10,000 subs. How about that? Whoop. We're gonna do, not colors, we're gonna do element. And we are just going to color this guy in real quick. Boop. And then we need the silver from Mudaub's little thing. Like that. Neon, if I finish the Fazdex, will you let it be on the server or just showcase it on a video or on this 24-hour stream event? If you finish it before the 24-hour stream, I can showcase it, sure. Whoop. Here he is. He's not very colorful. I gotta admit, Mudaub is so much more colorful, but I feel like that's fine. Also, the idea of showcasing fans/class of the tutorials Cobblemon add-ons. True. That is an idea we could go for. Next up, I think I'm just gonna do the his little fangs up here first, because it seems like it would be easy. Whoop. Oh, shoot. But first, we're gonna do this. And this. Oh, but it's gotta be negative. Whoop. Not like that. Oh, Lord. Negative. And then negative like this. And then negative like this. Okay. Ta-da! Let's see. How do I want to do this? Well, it's gotta be like this because of the way the Z fighting works. Whoop, because otherwise it's gonna look pretty ugly. Boop. Now, that's also not fun. Something like that, I think, works. I think that works fine. I hope he gets weak armor and heat proof. I think he literally does get weak armor and heat proof. I think those are just straight up his abilities. And then, is this the same color as this? No. Okay, so Madob's colors are a little different compared to this guy, which is fine. I mean, we can just adopt Madob's colors. Colors, boop. Wait, no. Boop. There we go. Like, saturated a little bit. And then we can do something like this. I'm going to start with his helmet. I'm going to start by texturing his helmet, at least. And we'll see where that gets us. Boop. I'm going to sneeze, I think. The Neon Duck's color lore is really cool and all, but where is arms? What do you mean? What arms? Whoop. We're gonna do that and that. Whoop. There we go. How's he supposed to eat the burger without arms? He's in his cocoon stage. He's merely he's transforming. He doesn't need burger at this stage. Maybe he will when he evolves, but not right now. How the frick did I do this, by the way? I don't even remember. I think it would make sense if I did something like this. Whoop. Right, and then we can take the darker color. We can do like the brim. Whoop. Like this, and then we can wrap that all the way around in the middle here. Whoop. Oh my lord. I cannot draw in a straight line. I know this is random, but I hate sporks. I don't particularly have any feelings for sporks, but I feel like I understand if you hate sporks. Like, because aren't they supposed to be just like... They're supposed to be better. Or like, they're supposed to fill the role of both a spoon and a fork, but like, it's worse at both of them. You know what I mean? Whoop. And like, how did they even manage to accomplish that? It's just like worse at both tasks. Also, why did you bring this up? Like, purely out of curiosity. What prompted this? Do tell. Whoop. You've been going through a bit of a character arc recently? What, about sporks? Is it just like your spork hating character arc? Is that what's happening? Whoop. Is that centered? Yes, that's centered. Alright, cool. We're gonna add a little bit of shading to the sides, like that. And then we can do this. There we go. Like that. I don't know, there's something about just the fact that it's flatly colored like that that kind of is off-putting to me. We can do this. Is there like a darker color? There is. Oops. I did not realize there was a darker color, and this actually helps a ton. Whoop! Because now I can just come over here and be like, I want this color. Wait. Never mind, it's not a darker color. I'm just dumb. Maybe Crimson is Zekrom. Crimson probably does have Zekrom. About a lot of things, I've also decided to stop hating Overwatch simply because it's not TF2. I've also begun to plateau in my journey to spiritual enlightenment via Taoist hermit techniques. That's pretty cool. Hey, speaking of Reshiram Zekrom, am I right? Whoop. Lord, this is so irksome when I'm trying to draw a straight line and I'm just looking over at chat constantly. Not that it's your guys' fault. I just can't draw on a straight line with a mouse. I'm gonna do that. Chat, it's our fault. Nuh-uh. What did I just say? Come on, guys. Give yourselves a little bit of credit. Whoop. I'm gonna do this. Okay. Overwatch rage baiting? Overwatch rage bait? I would never. We can do that, and then I'm thinking about something like this. You see what I mean? Also, hot take, but I think Gen 5 did such a bad job in displaying the theme's theology beyond the Taoist mindset that I'm convinced they didn't even try, and it's a fan thing. I actually agree with that. I didn't, I feel like the Taoist theming of Gen 5 is kind of just, like, entirely made up. Whoop. Okay, this is almost where I want it to be. Whoop. Like, something like this is what I'm looking for, I think. Not like that. And then if we just do that on all of the sides, I think it's gonna look nice. Whoop. Like this. There you go. Not to doo-doo Gen 5, I'm not complaining they didn't do something good when they weren't even trying to. Like, it's a little stinky, chat. It's a little stinky. True. And that explains why we can't get the original dragon. Don't worry, chat. Gen 5 remake's coming soon to a Nintendo Switch 2 near you. And it's going to look exactly like the Diamond Pearl remakes. And they're not going to remake Black and White 2. That's not going to happen. That'll never happen. Cope. Just like that, and like that. There we go. Five comes after 4, chat. It's coming. Don't worry. Yeah, but not the remakes. Or not remakes. What am I talking about? Not the sequels. The sequels are stuck in limbo forever. Boo dee dee doo dee 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 boo. Boo dee boo dee boo dee boo. Boop. And boop, like that. Boop. And like this. There we go. Ba-dee-dee-doo-doo-doo. Like that. Who do you think would win, Kyurem or Necrozma? Necrozma. It's faster and can freeze its opponents. Actually, no. Kyurem can freeze its opponents. What am I talking about? Hmm. Does this look decent, like, at all? Chat, I can't tell. I think it kind of does, but at the same time, I'm just like, eh. Like, if I just do this... I don't know. Both are body snatchers. True. I'm also not entirely sure how I feel about the top. Like, I feel like something like this is in order. Whoop. Where it's like, his head is like, his helmet's like cracked and it's showing through. You see what I mean? I feel like something like that works. What's the name of the Pupamon? The pupa's name is Pupacata. You would win. Yes, Koichi would win that fight. I second this. Whoop. Maybe? I don't know about that, chat. Pupacata. Like terracotta. Also, I just realized that I didn't paint all this. How could I? I'm such a fraud. No! How could I forget to paint the corners? The corners are the most important part. Whoop. Koishi's body snatched Neon just to win the fight. Chat, I would not be doing anything against Kyurem. I can tell you that much right now. You do not want my physical prowess in order to fight Kyurem. It would not work in your favor at all. Also, what happened there? Boop. We're gonna do this. Also, we're gonna do this. Boop. Like that. Like this. And like this. Whoop. Maybe? Actually, I don't think that's right. I don't know how I feel about this. I definitely don't like what's going on down here. That's for sure. Maybe? Do 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 do. Okay, I kind of like that though. Fun fact, me and Neon have had Pokemon battles before, as in me and Neon are both Pokemon and we have battled. This is true, chat. I agree with this statement. This is something that has happened. Boop. And then here we can kind of just... Wait, I can do that, actually. Okay. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. I like the dithering. The dithering adds something. It makes the rest of it look fancier somehow. I'm not entirely sure how. Is Putty gonna have different pot patterns, like the muddy and the mud patterns? No, he's not. But he will have cool patterns on his actual clay pot. Because we gotta add the swirly lines, you know? Whoop. I'm a big fan of this so far, actually. Negative 20,000 aura to Potty. Can you recall the sound from Undertale when within the Gen 9 OST? After all, it's Toby Fox on the dev of OST. Wasn't Toby Fox only in charge of making the Area Zero songs and like the battle... What is it? The battle tournament song? Boop. And then I'm gonna do this. Ooh, yeah. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Whoop. Like that. And like that. I'm gonna hide the tail. Whoop. He's a normal fairy type physical boost sweeper. Neon Reborn is a Pokemon. Am I a normal fairy type? I feel like I would have to be a fairy type at least. So the fairy, so the normal type also kind of checks out. Whoop. And then whoop, like that. And then I'm gonna do this. Yeah. And then like this. Whoop. Okay, and then the bottom of him can just be that color. Pupicata, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a big... I like this texture a whole lot, actually. It's very different to what I usually do. Every music in a Pokemon game has to have the same style, sound, and etc. Therefore, Undertale music is canon to Pokemon. I don't know about that one, Chief. I'm gonna be for real. Pupicata. Sorry, I'm making a folder for his texture. There we go. Now, should the inside stay entirely dark like that? I feel like it's fine as it is. Almost. As for his eyes, though, I do want to add the gold that, what's his face has? Madaub. Boop. Okay, that's the same color. Boop. Okay, I like those eyes a whole lot better. I will never know. I will take the head off and head pat him. You can't because his ears anchor the hat in place. If you took the hat off, you'd have to take the ears with it. Which I would imagine would be kind of painful. Whoop. Like that. And then like this. Whoop. And like that. Chat, here's what it would look like if you took the hat off. Boop. Whoop. And I don't ever think the hat is going to be taller than this. I think it's going to stay like that height. Both Pokemon and Undertale's music is non-diegetic and by extension non-canonical. I mean, okay, but that's not entirely true, because in Pokemon Scarvio, that one Team Star member canonically wrote all of the Team Star music. So that music is diegetic. And that's a fact. Neon, you are a nerd and it's really lame. Come on. Come on, man. I'm just trying to flex my knowledge, and I'm not even catching strays. I'm just being flamed for it. Ah! Bring back the tail. We can do that. I'm wearing glasses. Like, come on. We can do this, and then this. And this. And then this. And then this. Whoop. No, I don't like that. And then we can do this. And then this. Like that. And then we can take the bright, bright, bright. Whoop. And we can do this. Okay. Chat, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making something and hoping that it turns out good, which I think it did. I like that. Okay, cool. Next up, we need to shade the tail, which I want this color for. Boop. At least for the highlights. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. Because that might be a little too bright for me. That's a little better. Boop. Like this. Okay, that's pretty neat. I like that. And this can be like that. Whoop. 3 like that. And then like this. Okay. I can't squish the pot. No, but you can shatter it. Although I doubt this guy will appreciate that very much. Like this, and then we can make the bottom a little bit darker. So dark that in fact I can barely even see what I'm doing. Turn off shading. Where's shading? Boop. There we go. Now I can see better. I respect you, Neon. There is such subtle beauty in the actions to create, to give birth to creatures of creativity that prosper in the community. By the way, I made a Fakemon and he's a dolphin submarine. Yeah, he's pretty cool. That does sound pretty cool, actually. Whoop. Also, thanks. Boop. 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 Like that. And I'm gonna do this as well. And we're gonna do that. Can I please? Oh, it's just like covered up. I can't reach it. I can't reach the bottom of this. I'm up here, I think. Yeah. Right? I don't know where I am. Chat, what is this? What am I coloring right now? That's the top. Never mind. Boop. I find sometimes it's important to remind others that they are enough and what they do is enough. Aww. That's very nice. I'm gonna do this, and then boop, boop, boop. Like that, and like that, and like that. Alright, we're like nearly done. Now all we have left to do is like the ends of the tails. Boop. That one's fine as is. This one needs that. That one's fine. This one's not fine. It needs all of that. And this. Excuse me. Alright, but that should be it for the tail, which means we are done with the texture, which took way less time than I thought. But again, this guy's a pretty simple model, so can you believe this guy turns into just a freaking... Actually, we're not done with the texture. I forgot. Hold on. We need this color. Whoop. We need to add the pretty. We need to add the pretty bits, which should look like that. I should use a darker color for this. Whoop. Like this. Let's see, actually. Hold on. Like that. Yeah. I don't even know it. It's still water and has 115, 120, 100. That's crazy defense stats. Holy. Propeller tail, heavy metal, and its gimmick is supposed to revolve around increasing its evasion. Interesting. Nice emissives. Chat, if I went up to you on the street and I told you you had nice emissives, how would you react? That sounds like it would be offensive to some people. Boop, boop, boop. Like that. Bow, 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 bow. I'd probably say, are you Neon from Twitch? How did you find me? Are you stuck in Australia? Want to get a coffee? For real? Hmm. Let's see. What if I did that? Ooh, wait, that might be it. That might be it right there. That is nice. I like that. Come on, Quishy wants to be nice. Give her a chance. As long as I can drink the coffee, I'd be down. Now I gotta repeat this pattern on all of the sides. I also gotta make an area where the tail could reasonably come out of. That feels like it would be a good idea. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. That's nice, actually. I'm a big fan of that. Look how much depth that adds. When you get coffee, do you normally not drink it? Do you just look at it? Do you think I won't let you drink it? I don't know. I don't think that's what I was inferring. Can I be honest? I don't even remember what I said. Also, that's the same color. No, it's not. It's like very slightly different. I'm also gonna do this, I think. Whoop. Maybe. Chat, I don't know what I'm doing. Very cool design, but missed opportunity to cover it with ancient Taoist trigrams. Literally my idea. I'm doing that right now. I would drink Neon's coffee as he doesn't. Chat, to the people who do drink coffee, because I'm not a coffee drinker personally. What is your go-to like coffee? Is there like a go-to? Whoop. Or is it just kind of like coffee's coffee, I don't care type deal? Because I literally have no idea. I have no point of reference on this. We're gonna do that. Boop, boop. Usual caffeine for me is a frappe. I seem to remember really liking mocha. Just like a bunch of, like, I would always get mocha if I ever get coffee somewhere, which is very rare, by the way. I learned the other day that this is mostly a New Zealand thing, but I like flat whites, and I drink it when I don't feel pretentious enough to bust out the Japanese tea set and make me a tiny cup of white tea. Okay, but that's cool, though. That's like a conversation starter. It's like you're inviting somebody over and you're like, hey, would you like the Japanese white tea? And they're like, holy crap. And you're like, yeah, I know. I'm kind of a big deal. Boop, 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 boop. Bam, 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 bada boom. Ta-da! Now he's got the markings all over, and it kind of looks like the vase is being broken, but at the same time, it looks sick as heck. To be fair, tea serves the same use as the bottle of port in my pantry. It's there for guests, not so much for me. I guess so, yeah. That's valid. Whoop. That's me with, like, any sort of food that I ever have in my... on hand if I have a guest over. I'm always just like, hey, I found this really good food at the store. Do you want to try it? And they're always just like, well, I don't want to just like take food from you. And then I'm like, it's fine. Here, try it. And then they have it. And then like a few days later, I'm like, dang, I could really use that food that I gave that person. But I don't care because it's worth it. Because the guest comes first, you know what I mean? That is such a genuine human experience. Exactly. And then on the other hand, though, I am the exact opposite if I am at somebody else's house. If they're like, hey, I found this food that's really good, want to try it? I'm just like, give me all of it. Because if I was in their shoes, I would expect me to want to try it, like, instantly. So I'm just like, you know what? Give me the whole thing. Also, I'm gonna make this slightly off black, because, as it turns out, This is just like a general rule of thumb, but if you use just like the straight up color black in your texture, it's often not going to look good because of how much it contrasts the other colors. So I always try to go with like very slightly not black for my textures because it tends to look a lot nicer. Whoop. Something like that. Add shading, and boom! Have you tried black emissives? No, I haven't. That could be interesting. I've never tried that. Does it just create like a shadow? No, it wouldn't. That's a weird concept. I've never thought about that. Alright, anywho. We're gonna go ahead and make this guy shiny texture now, which should be pretty easy. Let me remind myself what the shiny is, actually. Hold on. Okay, the shiny is literally so incredibly simple. Okay. I literally opened Photoshop to check the shiny, and then immediately Photoshop's like, we encountered an error, and we have to close now. Sadly, John Fakemon met an unfortunate end at the hands of a garbage truck. Ooh, he's like that one JoJo's villain that got knocked into a garbage truck and got compacted to death. We're gonna do colors. Wait, I actually have to make the shiny texture, first of all. Boop. I'm also going to make this guy's eyes emissive, just because I feel like this guy's eyes should be emissive, even though they don't technically glow. I feel like it would look a lot better if they did. Gosh dang it. Boop. This guy's shiny is kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. But what's the reason behind the silver for the Fakemon and for the shiny of said Fakemon? So I made the shiny of this guy silver because it is the color of Minecraft clay. Which sounds like a stupid reason, I know, but I feel like it's important to kind of refer back to that, considering it is the medium that I'm using after all. And it's kind of the same reason why Bovenile Swamp Form is like a dark gray, because that's the color of Minecraft mud. Is it okay to use particles on Cobblemon for animations? Yes, I just don't know how. So I wouldn't really be able to like help you if you were to come ask me about how do I add particles to a Fakemon, because if I knew how, I would have added it to Bublam back when I did Bublam. I mean, that's also just a color that clay comes in. Fair enough. You use the concrete texture for Mega Love Space. See, exactly. Anyway, here's Pupicata's shiny. I feel like it's a pretty reasonable shiny form. Although I do kind of want to do this. Ooh, wait. That slight... Hold on. Look at the night and day that makes. Holy crap. It's such a subtle change, but it makes it actually look, like, sparkly almost. Isn't that something? I like that so much better. You don't even understand. What if I do the same thing over here? Just make it slightly darker and slightly more... Eh. I like it slightly less on the main texture. Anyway, though. You need locators. I think your best bet is seeing what Mag Cargo or Torkoal does, since they make smoke. Yeah. It's probably locator plus like resolver and whatnot, because resolver is where you assign like textures and stuff, and I'd assume you'd assign particles in the resolver as well. Anyway, chat, what do you say we get started on some animations, since we got a ton of time today? Whee! Add animation. Pupacata.ground_idle. The gold ears are a very nice touch. Thank you. I was just like, I wanted to add... I don't know. I wanted this shiny, of all the shinies, to be like the most stark shiny form I've like ever created. You know what I mean? And you guys will see with the final evolution, it's like the most ridiculous shiny I've ever made, but it's also peak in my opinion. Whoop. You're kind of cooking today. Like, I don't care about this guy, but I'm invested. Trust me, I just like Pupacata. Like, when Typo came to me with the concept for this guy, I'm just like, that's a freaking funny idea for a cocoon Pokemon. Because he is like the cocoon stage, right? This mod doesn't even move. Let's animate this guy. Trust me, we gotta add a way for him to like, you know, he can probably like scoot around a little bit at least. Not to mention his tail can move as well. Boop 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 boop. Boop 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 boop. Boop 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 boop. Boop 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 doop doop. Boop 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 boop. Kind of like this, I'd imagine. Except this would have to be up, and this would have to be like this. You know? Could make him unable to move at all. I'm gonna do that with Mega Luff. Where he's just like completely static on the ground. Yeah. I see the vision. Alright, I kind of like that for his tail position. Look, chat, he looks just like he does in the picture. And his helmet will always kind of just be like this. His hat will always be slanted back like that. Just so that I don't know. It's something about it's appealing to me when it's like this. It's just like Mega Slowbro. I imagine Mega Slowbro has a larger speed stat than this guy. Chat, what is Mega Slowbro's speed stat? I'm looking it up right now. 30? Really? Hold on, his regular Slowbro speed set is 30, Mega Slowbro speed. Oh, huh. Okay. Also, 180 defense is insane. Does he get body press? Every real one knows that. I'm sorry. I mostly focus on if a Pokemon is a physical attacker or a special attacker, and if it's fast or slow. That is my metrics. My metrics don't, like, detail beyond that. Wait, I can totally move the ears, can't I? Nope, no I can't. Yes, I can. So for this animation, he's going to, like, his helmet is gonna probably move a little bit. Boop. Smooth, please. And his head might pop up like a little bit. Whoop. Smooth. Nah, hold on. It would have to tilt back, I think. Boop. Like that. Boop. Smooth. And then I add an animation folder so that I can actually save his animation. He does get body press, actually. I don't think 180 is that high, though, since most body press users boost the defense anyway. A la Corviknight. Yeah, you're not wrong. Now, what you do is you do, you use, it's insane that I spelled Allah correct and not Corviknight, which is just 2 words. Well, Corviknight doesn't have a D in it either, so that you got that too. But you know what? It's fine. Anyway, I do want this guy's, I just lost so much aura, I'm gonna just leave. Nah, you're fine, it happens. Let's see here. I feel like the tail doesn't move, chat. What about you guys? I feel like the tail doesn't move. And that's not just me being lazy speaking. I feel like the tail literally just doesn't move. I have this idea for an early route bird that is basically a hummingbird, but I don't know what other concept to combine it with. I mean, if it's an early route bird, it doesn't have to, like, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily have to be crazy. It could just be like a cool stylized hummingbird, you know what I mean? Just like how Hatchick is like a cool stylized bird. Well, actually no. Hatchick had so much thought put into it. I combined like the things of just like 50 billion different birds to create Hatchick. This might be me, but I think the tail being this strange high contrast brown for the tail is a bit strange. Maybe put some green on it like the other guy, I think. See, there's a reason why I made the brown this tail color. Yes. And you'll see when I evolve it. But mainly, the reason why I did it for Pupicata is because I wanted to keep his actual body like very silhouetted. I wanted it to kind of be, I don't know. You know how type null, like when he's like his like plumage still kind of sticks out of his helmet when he's in type null form, but it's like faded in color and like darkened compared to when he's a Silvally. You know what I mean? It was mostly like that same kind of concept. But it will become much more apparent when he evolves why his tail is as long as it is and say Silvally again? Silvally. What am I pronouncing it wrong? According to some people? Yes. Silvally. Chat, how is this thing gonna walk? It's Silv Valley. Silv Valley, like a canyon? No, I like Silvally. I put emphasis on the beginning of the word instead of the middle of the word. He must go to jail. Whoop. I'm gonna tilt the ears back a little bit. ear 1, ear 2. Boop. And I'm gonna do this because when you make really like wide staggered animations like that, it likes to like jump around. There we go. My master teach the importance of being reactionary and not to be rage baited by nogshawns on the internet, but good lord. Chat, I think it's the streamer's job to be reactionary and rage baited. Is that not true? I feel like a lot of the time I'm very monotone, and I don't like that. I feel like I need to be more bombastic, but I don't know how. Also, for the tail, I'm gonna do this. Whoop. I think you should actually face legal repercussions for that pronunciation. Nuh-uh. Be a clip farmer. Chat, I don't know how to clip farm. How do I clip farm? Do I just go like... Rah! And then that's a clip? Repercussions. Please no. Koishi pronounced the word wrong again. Koishi pronounced the word wrong. Spell the word wrong again. Chat, clip Koishi. She can't spell. Anyway. Now that I have done that. Whoop. Oh lord, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Whoop. And then here we're gonna do oops. And then like this. Boop. And then smooth. I think this one needs to instead... Hold on. Go out like that. And up. There we go. Also, peak model you got there. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for clipping me when I just stim randomly. Gosh dang it. Alright, that works. I just need to stagger this entire thing now. By doing this, we're going to go here, we're going to smooth. I'm going to make the timeline a little bigger. Do, and do like that. And then I'm just gonna do this. And we're going to copy, paste. Wait, no, we're gonna make linear. Shout out to the clip of the barking. Okay, cool. Thanks. Glad I could be reminded of that just now. Whoop. I think this tail is staggered too much. I think I staggered it too much. Let's see here. Whoop. And whoop. That should be better. Boop. 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 Did you know that I'm animating my fast X, but in the 5 model I realized I forgot the shiny texture? Well, that should be easy to do. The shiny textures aren't that difficult. It's mostly just color picker. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this. like this. Okay. And then we can do this. Boop. Boop. There we go. That works for the tail. Same color, my beloved. Exactly. Bow. Bow, 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 bow. Anyway, there's this ground idol. It's so exciting. Now what we can do is we can pupicata dot ground underscore walk. Why Togekiss flight is not fixed yet? I don't know. Unless you want your shiny to be unique, you can basically just use bucket and color options to make shinies. Exactly. Chat, can I be so for real? You know what I want this guy's walk cycle to be? He like scoots forward like this. You know what I mean? Also, I forgot to give him... Hold on. Nope, not duplicated. Group elements. Body. And then... No. Base. Or root, my bad. Root. Definitely give him the Koishoni and Ripoi treatment and make him slide on his belly. Yeah, for real. Root is in the correct spot. Body. Okay, here's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna go to... I broke block bench. I have to reopen block bench. Hold on. I broke it. I don't know what I did, but I broke it. I can't click on animate. Oh well. Hold on, chat. Paint, animate. Okay, we're back. All that's missing is pupa ground. Gosh dang it. Ground underscore walk. Reminds me of the time I... Great. Awesome. I'm glad it reminded you of that time, Koishi. You gotta go do a thing. Alrighty. Well, I'm glad you were able to stop in, Crafter. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I hope you have fun at whatever thing you're doing. Whoop. Alright. Now what we gotta do is we gotta... You know? You see the vision? We gotta line this up. Whoop. Like right there. That kind of works. And then we do this. And we line it up on this side. Oh, excuse me. I hope the pot is not easily cracked. Don't worry. He's very good at creating pottery, so it's almost indestructible. Although he does have the ability weak armor. So this is the kind of walking he'll be doing, right? And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go Bezier for this, actually. Whoop. Like that. Whoop. Like that. You see what I mean? Fun fact, I learned today that making Shedinja style Evo is real easy. There's a shedder field for the evolution. Shedinja's the shedder of Ninkata's evolution. Interesting. I learned this because evolving Whale Friend will net you a free Seirain. Spoilers. That's pretty nice. Now what we can do is right here. We can go like 3. And then okay, but this needs to be like not very far forward. You see what I mean? And now we make these not smooth, we make these Bezier. Whoop. And then we take these two, we do this. And then we unlink this. I think we also gotta unlink this. Whoop. Whoop. Wait, no, this needs to be, hold on. This needs to be linear. Why is this like this? Bezier. Like this. And we're gonna, hold on. I got this, don't worry. Bam, bam, bam. Something like that. Kick the vase. Don't, why would you kick him? I also kind of want him to be, like, not even close to that far ahead. Hold on. There we go. He's a bum, Loki. What do you mean? Look at him. How can you call this guy a bum? He's doing his best. Now we do Let's see here. I think we're gonna keep his hat at the same kind of, you know? We're gonna do this. And then here we can move the hat forward. Whoop. Like this. Whoop. Smooth. And then a little more forward. And then here, I don't know, maybe like this. And then this can be smooth. You know? This works. I think that works. Now we just gotta figure out what the heck to do with the tail. The tail is gonna be the annoying part. Excuse me. Right here, for sure, he's going to have to move the tail up. Whoop. Maybe? Like this. Okay, idea. Whoop. And then back up, and then back to normal. You know, here's what I'm gonna do, actually. I'm going to stagger this once I'm done with it. Whoop. Like that. Boop. Boop. What? Xeno? What if I do this? Okay, that kind of works better. Boom. And then back up. And then to normal. Boop. And then up again. And then down. And then up again. And then like this. Smooth. Okay, this looks stupid at the moment, but we can fix it. Like this. Like this. Like this. And we just make it all smooth. And then we do that, that. Linear. And linear. And then we copy all this. We put it... Oh wait, this also needs to be linear. Boop, boop. And we remove it all. Hmm. Something like that. Maybe. Whoop. And then like this. And chat, I'm gonna be honest, I'm just messing around right now. Boop. Hmm. What if I also do this? Maybe? Maybe. Boop. And then here. And then here. I think this one's not turning enough. Bam, bam. Maybe? No. Ah! Like that. Like that. I don't know what I'm doing, chat. I don't know what I'm doing. I think it's too bombastic now. Boop. Maybe? I don't know. Woo. Has anybody here ever heard of a show called The Jungle Bunch? It was a French show translated to English and had 3 movies with a penguin who had tiger stripes. I do not recall that at all, as a matter of fact. But it sounds interesting. I gotta have fun, chat. Bye, Koishi. I hope you have a good rest of your night. And also, hi, Crimson. Whoop. How are you, Crimson? How are you doing? Whoop. I'm gonna take this. We're gonna go like that. And then like that. And then like this. And we're gonna fix this keyframe right here. Like that. And then something here needs to get fixed. No, it doesn't. What am I talking about? Oh wait, no, this needs fixed. Still haven't figured out how to get the water stuff to work yet, but you're almost done with the animations. Nice! And I think it's good that this guy's tail stays mostly straight during this animation. Whoop. Although I would like this to go down. And then this would also want to go down. And then this would also want to go down. There we go. That looks so much better. Boop. Alrighty. That works. Crimson, what do you think of Pupicata, by the way? This is the evolution to a Madoub, and I think he's pretty funny. Here's his ground idol. He uses his tail for balance. He's cute. This is what Madoub turns into. He literally crafts himself a pot. And then he is literally a cocoon. Hold on, let me bring back this guy. There he is. This design was originally Typo's idea, but I'm the one who like drew it and everything, and I think he's really stupid but also funny. You wish you were that good. Hey, practice. Also, here's his shiny. This is what his shiny looks like. I think it's quite nice. Boo boo doo boo 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 doo boo boo boo. Is that a trash can? He does look like a trash. Gosh dang it, Crimson. That does look like a trash can. Ah! You can't see it. The trash can Pokemon. No, it's a clay pot with a lid. You can tell because it's got cracks in it. And it's made out of earth instead of plastic. I don't know, it sounds very trash can-y to me. I don't know, man. Wait, animation dot pupicata dot battle underscore idle loop. You're never gonna believe what the battle idol is for this thing, by the way. He doesn't move. Also, something I forgot to do in this animation, his ears. Right here, they're going to go back 15. 15. Not even his eyes. Well, he can blink. Well, that's about it. 35. 35, and just like that. Posture check. I am sitting perfectly upright, I'll have you know. There we go. I'm a big fan of his ears. They add so much personality, despite him being literally a rectangle. Alrighty. He is stone-faced. This is gonna look so stupid in the actual game when he's like walking around like this. So we're not talking too much, making my add-on is hard. It's okay. I don't mind. Um, I have no idea what I'm going to do for his attacking animations, by the way. His attacking animations are going to be incredibly weird. Whoop. Pupa kata dot physical. Whoop. And then pupa kata dot special. And pupa kata dot status. Boop. And then I have an idea for status, actually. Here's what I'm gonna do for status. Ready for this? Whoop. And we're gonna do this. And then it's gonna go like this. Boop. He's just going to close entirely. Whoop. Except it's going to be cooler. Whoop. Something like this, maybe? Smooth. And then here we can do linear. Whoop. How much higher can I lift this guy up? That much. And then he's gonna like rumble a little bit, I think. We're gonna take the body, we're gonna say, okay. Boop, 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 boop. Right? And then right here, he should be at 0, right? Okay. Whoop. Except we're gonna bring this back a little bit. And then he's going to like, I don't know. Where do we go from here? Because he can totally just do this. Actually, when he's close like this, it kind of looks like these are his eyes and this is his mouth. You see the vision? So he goes like meh, 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 and those are his teeth. He kind of resembles like Applin almost in that sense. He also looks like a waystone with this shiny texture. Wee bonk. I have an idea, actually. Hold on. Boop. Where's his hat? His hat is going to rotate a little further back. Oh, not that far back, though. Bonk. His status move is just this. And I also kind of want his tail to swish from side to side. That seems like it would be fun. Smooth. And then we go here. We say, okay, what is this? 19. Or wait, no, we want to... Hold on. We're gonna do... We want negative this. Negative this? No. Negative this. No. This. No. Chat, what's wrong with this? Oh, I see what's wrong with it. It's just like poking out there. Boop. That actually might be fine. 49.77. We can just do that, I guess. We're just gonna mess around for a little bit. And then like this. And then we're gonna raise this one up a little bit, actually. We're gonna go up a little bit. You're gonna go down. And then you are gonna go up like that. Let's see. Like this. Whoop. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy all of this and kind of just move it over. Like that. And then like this. And then obviously smoothing it all out. Smooth. And then copy you and put you over here. Okay, I don't like how it goes into that though. Hold on. There we go. Whoop. And then this also needs to go back. Maybe? Maybe. Ooh, wait, I'm also seeing another issue, which is it's going into the ground here. And then here should be like this. Like that. Whoop. Something like this. That works. And then here we're gonna kind of... Not that. We're gonna do... here. And then this can go a little further this way. Yeah! That kind of works. That kind of works right there. Check it out. And that can be for status moves. I like his tail whip. It looks really natural from the top too. Check that out. Much more natural than whatever that is. Booty bee boo doo. Although here I do kind of want to raise that up. Yeah, that works. Alright, that works, that works. I like that a whole lot. Bam, bam, bam. Now for what exactly? The ears, I guess? Boop, boop. Right here, they can go back 12. And then here, they'll go forward 50. Boop. And then... boop. Like that. But they also want to go kind of forward here. 12. Like that. Smooth. Whoop. And like that. There we go. That works much better. Whoop. Okay, I like that a whole lot. And then it goes back to this. The battle idol is so just like nothing, but it works. Alrighty. Let's see here. What else can I do? I have no idea what I want to do for physical or special. Chat, how would this guy even attack? Because that's my next question. I don't understand how he would attack. He kind of just hides and does nothing else. Like, this somebody uses iron defense or, like, crafty shield or something. Or, like, rest. But, like, what else does he even do? The Pokemon just defends the best option when getting the Goobers is evolving them again. I mean, true. But that doesn't mean he can't have an attacking animation. Let's see here. Not a 3 evolutions, it's just a battle like Ash's first ever battle. Quick, use Harden! Use Harden again! The thing is, though, that this guy actually gets moves. He's like Charge-a-Bug, where he actually gets moves in his cocoon form. Whoop! Also a big fan of it when he, like, when he, like, slams down. I don't know why, it's just, there's something satisfying about it. Also, can we talk about how he looks exactly like his like, reference image? I think that's funny. Whoop. Chat, which one is which? You can never tell the difference. Whoop. Chat, which one's which? This is him when he's hiding. He hides sometimes. This will definitely be him when he's sleeping. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm just going to make all of the animations that I know what he's gonna do, and then we can come back later. Dot sleep loop. It'll literally just be this, but his head's gonna be down. And his helmet is going to be rotated like this, and his head like that. And like, boom, there's his sleep animation. You know what I mean? A shell smash could have saved her. Hi, Typo. I'm struggling right now. I'm gonna be so for real. I don't know what this guy's attacking animation should be. Like, we've done the ability to scoot around, right? Also, how are you doing? How are you doing, Typo? I hope you're doing well. We have the ground idol, which is just this, and we have the battle idol, which is identical, because, like, what is this guy gonna do? He's very non-emoteful. Pipakata attacks with tail? Maybe. I mean, we've done the status move, which is just this. He kind of just hides. You know what I mean? He could attack with its tail. That is an idea. And then we also have sleep, which I just made in like 2 seconds, because obviously this is how he sleeps. Kakada dot. I'm currently working on Metagoose status. Interesting. Metagoose is an interesting name. Make the antenna emotive. What if I added a quirk that makes them like twitch? Let's see here. Metagoose. Oh, I read that as Metagoose, and I'm like, that sounds like an interesting Pokemon. That sounds like Nestrede's alternative, like, universe name. Metagoose instead of Nestrede. Incubird into Metagoose. Yeah, no. Let's see here. Pipakata dot faint. This one's easy. Hold on, last frame. Metagroose. Dude, Skyward Sword reference? Holy crap. As for the faint, we're gonna take Battle Idols, first pose. Boop, boop. And it's literally gonna be the same thing. It's literally just gonna be... For faint, it should just be glass table shatter.mp3. Well, here's the thing. He's kind of all in one piece, so I can't really shatter him. Why is it a link? It's not a link on my end. Guys, do not click on the link Typo sent in chat. Bad idea. Do not do it. It will link you to nothing. Also, I can't make his hat fly off because his, like, antennae are, like, shooting through the hat, so that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. And it would also reveal what he looks like, which you're not supposed to see what he looks like. He's like Shelder. Now I'm stuck on how to do this guy's stance. Just make it dynamic. I don't know. Dynamic poses are always more interesting than static ones. Boo. Boo. Check if there's a typo on glassShatter.mp. Well, now it's a link that there's no. Now that there's no 3. What the heck? Just make it jump in the air and slam down. This thing can't jump though. That's like being like, oh yeah. You're in your car, you should make the car jump from inside without moving. Go on, just do it. Just like heave yourself with such force that the car lifts itself into the air. Have you seen cars that can jump? No, I mean, you without turning the car on or interacting with it in any way, you just make it jump. He spin his body so hard, he get tail and he kind of wobbles. See, he does kind of wobble here. I made his tail way too emotive here, by the way. Also, this animation is goofy as heck. What if he slams the ground with his tail? For physical attack. That could be interesting. He's rather skibbity. Okay, dude. Calm down. First the trash can allegations, and now skibbity toilet. Okay, dude. Pick up the pupacotta, hug the pupacotta, cuddle the pupacotta. I would imagine that pupacotta is rather cold when to the touch. I would imagine he's rather cold, unless he's been sitting out in the sun, in which case he's probably burning hot. Why are you so opposed to tail attack? Because, I mean, I don't know. I doubt that him swinging his tail is enough to, like, swing his entire body around. And also, it wouldn't reach from the back. Like, this guy is one of the rare cases where I don't want his animations to be super over the top. As a matter of fact, I would kind of prefer if this guy's animations were kind of more on the sedentary style. Forget realism, he's LARPing as the fossil Pokemon. Well, take a look at, like Kakuna's animations. That's more of what I'm going for. You can make a skibbity toilet cosmetic for free. Listen, that's not my, if you decide to add stuff to my pack, that's not my jurisdiction anymore. Bonk. Let's see here. Fossil Neon Fakemon. Imagine. I'm gonna take body. No, not body. I'm gonna take vase. And I'm gonna take these. And I'm gonna do this. Whoop. And then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do the same thing here. And I'm gonna rotate this a little less, I think. Boop. And I gotta bring it a little back this way, like that. Boop. Oops. Bow, 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 bow. And then this needs to be in the middle, like here. Boop. And then like this. Why are these points like this? There you go. Neon, I have an idea. What's up? All the ground types in the fake decks suck competitively as of right now, probably, unless I'm forgetting someone. I mean, not every Pokemon has to be, like, perfect. You know what I mean? There can be bad Pokemon on purpose. Bam, 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 bam. Whoop. Make him slightly pop up, pushing the lid up, so it's not touching anything except the darkness part, and then he disappears into the pot, and then the lid wobbles back on, like when you drop a coin. See, that would work if his ears weren't physically connected to his head, because that wouldn't make any physical sense if his ears got left behind. Gemma Titan is a rock type unless you use a ground move. True. Whoop. No, that's not quite enough. Whoop. Like this. And then the position as well needs to be a little better, like that. There we go. Make his physical attack, make him headbutt hard enough to almost tilt over. Gotta give it the right amount of impact. True. Wait, that's actually a good idea. And then for this, we can do this. Whee! There we go. Question, what are status normally? It really depends on the Pokemon. Like, you mean for the status animation, right? It can be a lot of different things. It can be that, like, I've seen mons where it's like them just like goofing off. I've seen ones where it's like stateful and it barely changes anything. I've seen ones where the status and the cry animation are the same. I did that for Brewvolt, as a matter of fact. Like, physical is physical attacks, and special are like magic attacks. Status are anything that's non-damaging, like Tail Whip, or Trick Room, or Rest, or Taunt, that kind of thing. And special attacks aren't necessarily magic. It's just any special are like ranged attacks, basically. Status is when the Pokemon oils up and starts throwing cheeks crazy style. No, it is not. That is not what a special attack is. Or status. My bad. It is what a special attack is, though. Also, this guy's eyes will flicker out like they're made of electricity. Eyes. Whoop. And we're gonna do this. This is gonna be entirely step animation, by the way. Whoop. 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 Like this. And then like that. Maybe. Boo. Whoop. There we go. When Pupacata uses String Shot, he starts levitating and points his tail outward from under him and starts shooting that Beedrill style. No, he does not. Maybe the evolution, though. The head's gonna pop out a little bit here. Booty 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 boop booty 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 booty. Oh lord. Boop. Boop. Like this, and then smooth. And then here, we're gonna go down like that much. And then like this, and then like this. Whoop. And then like that. Hi Marcio, how are you? Neon, will you add a cosmetic mended variant of Pupicata that changes appearance based on the pottery sherd? I don't know, because he's not really like broken at all. Boo boo doo, boo boo doo, boo doo boo boo. Ah! And then here, we're gonna set it back to 0 like that. Whoop. Something like this. There we go. Woo! And then this can be smooth. Whoop. Maybe. Like this. Like that. Like that. Neon, when adding the Evo information, do I put all the stages in for all 3 sets of code for each version? Or each stage? So the first stage will have an evolution that goes to the second will have a pre-evolution and something that goes to the third, and then the third will have a pre-evolution and that's it. Does that make sense? Can I see all the animations? Well, we're not done with them all yet. But we've got regular. We've got his walking, which is just this, and this is the most active you'll ever see him. We've got battle idle. We got physical, which we haven't made, special, which we haven't made. We've got status, where he kind of just does that. We got faint, which we're working on right now. And then we've got sleep, which is just this. Might need to look at that video for what it means by pre-evo. The walking is goofy. Yeah. I'm like, how is this guy gonna get around? He has to, like, scooch around because he can't, like, move at all. So we're gonna move like that. And hope that he doesn't fall over, because, you know, that is a real risk. Whoop. And then for this, I'm gonna do that. Whoop. Like this. No, I don't like that. No. So this is the shiny, right? Yeah, this is the shiny. Whoop. Here's the regular. The regular's not nearly as exciting. I don't think. I think the shiny looks way better on this guy, to be honest with you. So you never stated that we needed to create folders for each Pokemon for their posers and resolvers. Like from the tutorial, it goes from resolvers to the code for the Pokemon. Hold on. Let me show this off real quick. So you're saying for the posers and resolvers, right? Yeah, for posers. Or for posers and resolvers, you never stated that we needed to create folders for each Pokemon for the posers and resolvers. The tutorial goes from the resolvers to the code of the Pokemon. Yes, okay. So you actually don't need folders. You can just put every JSON file in the posers file, and you can put every JSON file in the resolvers file. They do not need to be separated for those two folders. That is correct. It sounds wacky, but it is accurate. I have no idea what to do with the tail for this animation, by the way. He's just like... You know what I mean? Whoop. Where's his eyes? Stop. Whoop. We're gonna do that. Like this. Whoop. And we're gonna do ears next. Alrighty. Whoop. Right here, we're gonna do ears back 15. 15, like that. And then here we're gonna do 25. 25. 20. And 20. Like that. Okay. Smooth. There we go. Stop. Whoop. That doesn't look very good. Whoop. There we go. There he is fainting. And for the tail, I'm just gonna do this for the tail. Hold on. Whoop. Whoop. Like this. Whoop. There we go. That works. Now his tail just stays on the ground. Alright, that works. Except, I kind of want his ears to, like, flatten out. $42. Whoop. Linear, please. Like this. Boop. He's gonna be rotating Galler style? What does that mean? Here we go. They kind of look like really tiny wings if they're like slanted back like this, actually. Does anybody else see it? They kind of look like wings a little bit. When he turns to look at you or walk, it goes concrete scraping sound effects. True. You can just imagine the concrete scraping sound in this. As for the other animations, I don't know. For physical attack, I think we have a pretty good idea. We're gonna do this again. Boop. Boop. We're gonna go a little bit like this. Oh, but wait, hold on. Whoop. Like this. Whee! Like that. This is much better. Okay. Now he'll actually, like, wind up. Also, what is this? Come on. Whoop. Like this. That's better. And then like this. And then like this. Okay. Ads, here we go. Can you add rotation animations in this? What does that mean? What do you mean rotation animations? Boop. I'm gonna do that. And then obviously we gotta have the what's-its. The like little recoil where he goes back a little bit. Whoop. Excuse me. Welcome back from the ads, Crimson. Whoop. Boop. Like that. Like that. Whatever this is needs to stop. There we go. There we go. Also, Neon, when doing the moveset for an Evo, do I keep the existing moveset I had for the first stage? Yes, you can change it around, but it'll cause jank to happen that I'm not entirely versed in. So, like, I believe if you change the moves of an evolution and then you like to completely different moves, you'll learn the moves as the first stage, and then when you evolve, you'll keep them, but they'll disappear if you ever forget them, and then they can't be relearned. Does that make sense? I'm also tempted to take the status like tail swipe and add it to this animation. You see? It adds a whole lot to it. Oh, and last question about the lang file. How do I add more to that? Not sure if there's more code I need or other than name and info. You literally just keep adding stuff to it. Just make sure you have commas. You can refer to the Neon Fake Dex lang file if you need to. Because that one's pretty self-explanatory, I would say. Whoop. How is this for a physical attack animation, by the way? I think it's pretty nice. Although I do want to move the hat. Whoop. Boop-a-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. And then here, the hat's going to rotate forward like that. Whoop. Smooth like that. And then like this. Whoop. Here we go. I want to add more oomph to it. Kind of like that. Kind of? What if I also add the little shaky at the end of it? Boop. No, it would be vase? No. It would be in faint. This. There we go. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze again. 1 second. Excuse me. Achoo. Bless you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Ugh. Right here, they're gonna tilt back 20. 20 like that. And then 22.84 apparently. 22.84. Whoop. Excuse me. Whoop. Whoop. Like this. That works. And yeah, I'm not sure if you did notice / can't remember if you took a look, but I did finish the Pokedex for my Slime Boy. I wonder what you think about them. If it happened during stream, then I didn't see them. But if it didn't happen during stream and it happened before stream, I might have. There we go. That's much better for a physical attack. They're just chilling in Fakemon Showcase. Okay, I'll take a look at it later. In the meantime though, we just got special faint sleep blink. What other animations are there to do? Pupa kata dot blink. Oh yeah, there's also cry. And recoil. I forgot about recoil. Let's see here. For blink, it's gonna be easy. It's just gonna be literally this. Boop. And then we make him step. Here's blink. That was easy. You finished all the animations, now you gotta do coding and making the textures, and then stop for like 1 or 2 weeks. Valid. Yes, chat. Take breaks. Yeah, that's important. I don't know how I'm gonna do recoil for this guy either. He's very strange in the way he works. what if for special attack, instead of going from like forward and backward, he goes side to side? Breaks? What is this word you speak of? Exactly. Chat, we get paid breaks at work. I have not taken a single break since I started there, because if I don't, or because if I do, I just won't have time to get everything done. Breaks are a scam. They're a myth. They pay you to go on break, but then they have you stay over for that time anyway to finish everything. So it's like, just don't. Break? Is it kind of like an all-nighter? No, that's gonna be for the anniversary stream. Which, Chad, if you weren't here, I'll make an announcement about it on the Discord and on YouTube and all the regular places. But basically, there's a big 24-hour anniversary stream next week that you don't want to miss. Get hyped for that, you know? Neon's life advice right here. Don't take breaks. Yeah, you'll lose your zeal. You'll lose your drive if you take a break. As long as you've got a drive and you got food in your stomach, that's all it takes, you know? And you should only take a nap if you can't keep your eyes open. Anyways, I'm going to now do the special attacking animation, because it's like the second to last one we need to do. So no sleep if I'm not feeling like it. Well, you should still try to keep a regular sleep schedule. But, if you do everything correctly, the regular sleep schedule should kind of form on its own. Whoop. Alrighty. Now it is time for... Whoop! The special attack animation. Which should go like this. Whoop! And then, boop, like this. And then like this. ADHD Goober tries his hard to sleep, not to sleep a full night, to then sleep the next day. That doesn't sound very healthy. Oh lord. He's tweaking! Now we do this. And then we do this. And we do this. And then we do this. And then we do this. And then this. And then this. And then this and this. And these all should be tiny. Like that. And then these should all also be tiny. Boop. He's jamming out. Ba-doo, boop, boop, ba-doo, boo. Okay, why are they staggered? That doesn't make any sense. Boop. And then, like, this. And then I kind of want to do this. It's next to a hyperactive brain of an ADHD person. Chat, do I have ADHD? I've never been tested for it. And chat, I'll let you be my diagnostic. My diagnostic. Whoop. Chat, diagnose me. As for this, I feel like it needs to be a little less insane on the movement here. Yeah, that's better. And once again, the tail swish is necessary. I'm not gonna remake the tail swish every time because it will simply take too long. Excuse me. I like this animation, actually. I like it a whole lot. We're gonna go like that. I don't know how much I rotated there. 10? Whoop. We can do like that. Like that. Whoop. And then back to normal. Like this. Whoop. And like this. There we go. This is goofy. I like this. Whoop. And then we can go this way. 10. 10, like this. And then 20 the other way. 20. Whoop. Something like that. Whoop. Smooth. Yeah, and I forgot what area I put the EFO at. What do you mean? Whoop. And like this, like this. boop, and boop. Boop, and then like this. Chat, how is this for a special attack? The Evo code. Oh. And then that can be status. So we've got physical. We got status. Or special, and then status. I like all of these. And then we got faint. And then we got blink, and then we got sleep, which is just this. Ground walk. This guy's very one-trick pony, but I think that's not a bad thing. I quite like him. You've recorded the animations and will not upload them on YouTube to then share in Fakemon Showcase. Oh, nice. I think that all that's left to do for this guy is the recoil animation, which I can bring up Madobe. Boop. Madobe. Where's Madobe? Boop, boop. We're gonna bring up all the animators here. I'm gonna take head. And then we're gonna do this. We're gonna say pupacata dot recoil. Boop. We're gonna take his head. Except I have a better idea. Oh, excuse me. I have a better idea. Chat, here's my better idea. Doo-doo-boop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. We're gonna do this. Boop. Smooth. Linear. There we go. Imagine if this is how he blinks. That would not be a good blinking animation. And then we take the rotation of this and we apply it to his ears. Except we exaggerated a little more. 10 and 10. And then we do this and this and this. Here we go. Now whenever he takes recoil. Wait, that wouldn't work actually. Hold on. It would need to rotate forward 12. Like that. And you'll see why, But it's because, basically, if the hat is tilted backward and it doesn't rotate with the recoil, it's just gonna, like, come down lopsided, like, basically, like that. Which does not look good, but if I tilt it forward, it'll fix that. With the recoil. So that should just work. Anyway. That's literally, I think, everything. Yeah, that's literally the entire, Oh wait, we got cry, I guess, but, like, he doesn't do a cry, really? I don't know. I don't have a cry for him, so I'll make that one off stream, I guess, whenever I make the cries for these guys. But chat, that is literally... Chat, when's the last time we got an entire Fakemon done in one stream? When is the last time that happened? We get this guy done in one stream. That's crazy. Holy crap. That was clean. I'll now go and sleep and also share it right now. Well, we gotta raid somebody first. Chat. That was crazy. We got the entire Pupacata thing done in one stream. That's insane. Alrighty. I can't remember the last time I finished an entire mod in one stream. Like, I feel like part of it is due to the simplicity that Pupacata has, but still, it's I feel like that's kind of impressive, right? Right? Anyway, chat. We're gonna go ahead and find somebody to raid into. But, that scared me. In the meantime, I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in today. I had a lot of fun. Pupacata is one of my favorite designs. It's just so goofy. And I'm glad that I was finally able to, like, I was finally able to actually model it, because that's fun. Baby doop. But anyway, we're gonna raid into Kato, because Kato's live. But yeah, chat, once again, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Tomorrow we're gonna be on the Cobblemon server, so keep a lookout for that. And I will see you guys all next time. In the meantime, though, go say hi to Kato for me. They are streaming Twisted Tower right now. Seems like a fun little circusy game that they're playing. Yeah. Go say hi to them, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. But until next time, chat, goodbye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye, Staffy. Bye, everybody else. Wee-hee! And goodbye, YouTube chat.